All right, something. Okay, there it goes. So here's a little more information. Now, it doesn't mean that the cell is Butler County based. They could be working out of Allegheny County or anywhere else. So what they do is they harass crooks for a while, and they create him. Now, once they start harassing the individual, they're opening the individual up to existing deep state, shadow government, criminal enterprise statements that are already out there in the environment. That's why it doesn't take that much to run the thing. Like, you don't have to contact people; they're just there. Sometimes they get paid, sometimes they're already paid. It's like in the Marshal Service. Everybody that did my life knew they were being paid for doing my life when I left. People got promoted that never would have got promoted, not in a million years. That's why the supervisors seem to be such putzes. They just had to do somebody and they be somebody. So they harass Crooks. They open up his psychology to the background harassment. So you look at a web page and you're like, how does this person know me? This is what they want you to believe. But they don't know you. They're just part of the deep state, and they show them the other side of the spycraft. So when they create a website, they put the buzzwords and the bullshit in there. So they harass crooks, and then they do the transference operation, just like they tried on me the other day. They've done it a bunch of times here, like stealing the drill. They wanted me to believe it was the maintenance people, or the construction people around here, whatever they call themselves. And in fact, if a cop asks questions, that's what it's probably one of the workers. And it could be, but they'll sell each other out in a second. Nobody's going to say anything. They don't end up having the kind of life that they put into my life and all the other victims. So Crooks was harassed, and then when he was online, he could see the background stuff and probably some direct hacking. It's all MK Ultra. And do I believe that anything's going to happen off of the investigation that Congressman Luna's engaged in? Maybe, maybe not. But I don't really believe anything's going to happen until it happens, except for God. And then all of you are going to hell. And then if Congressman Luna's part of the cover-up, make it look like she's somebody. I'm not saying she is. I'm just letting you know this is an instruction how spycraft works. Every one of the people they focused me on, and every one of the people that they focused me on that accepted working for them, whether they were afraid or whatever it was an intention to take all of that and transfer it onto that person. They're actually risking their life. But again, most deep state people know that I'm one of the most resilient, nonviolent person. So that's why they do it. It's easy money. Stalking people is violent. Try to play like they're not violent. They are the reason for the violence. And then they come along and say, you need us. Look at all this crime and look at all this hate and anger. And then they go, oh, so he admitted that he's hateful and angry. No, I admit that the LDS Church is a devil and got their money through satanic methods. they're supremacists, so there's not much you can do to insult them. That's about the best you can do. That's what they deep state uses when they recruit people, supremacists. But you'll have like Nazi supremacists and Jewish supremacists in the deep state working for the same goal. But again, these are the people that end up in hell, and that's why hell is the way it is. Right? No, God is not in control on this planet if he ever was. That's obvious. Well, yeah, God creates beings that eat each other, like a lion and a gazelle, right? Like God would create that. Now, his energy created it, but that's a different story. Yeah, Christians are pretty ignorant. They never matured. Your technology is worse than the technology that was here in the ancient times when Yeshua ben David was here. Your spiritual technology. You've actually regressed centuries before he actually arrived on the scene. So if you want to bust some deep staters, keep an eye on the things I buy and see who they call and who they contact. Especially my replacement for the thing that broke the other day. Just pretty soon I gotta get building on the frame for the marble top. If I only take a few days. It's pretty funny how God was replacing things that were going to break before they broke, but I just couldn't. I got to a couple of the items, but I still ordered those a little bit late. So the deep state knows sometimes that's what's going on, so they use everything they got. Again, when they come against me, they don't have power to possibly try to assassinate Trump or somebody else because their power drops below a certain point. So they do have AI out there as part of the deep state. So let's say Crooks is being harassed, but also who's else being harassed? The people that are possibly protecting Trump. So they're not ready. The AI could have been actually the brains of the entire operation. But then it's like having 15 people because you're on your phone. So they go, remember they said the person was on the phone trying to Google something? Was the Google slower than usual? Did you have trouble getting the internet? That's AI. And it could be Rush and his cronies that are doing it. And his cronies mean people that were former CIA contractors, present CIA. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.